Hey folks, Martin Vaverick, Galaxy Sailor Production here. Got another episode for you, and this is important stuff that you need to be paying attention to. So this week's episodes are all about the responsibilities as creators as pertaining to performers. Last week I was at an organizational meeting for a group here in town that's called PPNW. It's the Alliance for Professional Performers Northwest. Here's the thing, when you're first starting out and you literally have no money and you've scraped together whatever kind of little camera or editing system that you can possibly have to be able to get your little project off the ground, there are a lot of things that you're not thinking about. So APP Northwest is a movement of non-union and union performers committed to improving and increasing the level of professionalism within the industry and to protecting performers through the establishment of workplace standards. As filmmakers, it should be very important for us to have standards. We get very wrapped up in the idea of creativity and we start imagining how fantastic our sets are going to be, but there are small fundamental things that we don't ever think about. The kind of things that have us all wanting to come back for more, to be fun, to be safe, to be professional in. As new filmmakers, you should be taking these opportunities to make sure that you meet these kind of standards. Some of the things that you need to be thinking about when it comes to any of the professionals that you hire, whether it's the performers or it's your crew, is that you have some sort of compensation for them. Not all of us have budgets and we totally get that. Offer people something, even if it's only going to be 25 or 50 bucks, even if you know that you don't have any money and you can't pay them, at least get them the footage so they can build their reel. Because this is your project and you should be looking to give compensation for that, don't ever expect for performers to pay for their right to be able to be on your set. That is never fair, and I don't care what anyone says, you should never be looking to have someone pay to be on your set. To me, that is simply just a scam. Now, if somebody wishes to put into your project as a producer and they have a credit for that, that's a different subject. You should always make sure that you give access to any of those performances as soon as they are done. Now, I understand that things could be private or you're hoping to get your film out to a festival in some way, so you're not wanting to release stuff, but there are also the people who never release their projects because they simply never finish them. It is your responsibility as a creator to be able to make sure that those performances are available to those people so that they can have something for their reel. The fact that they get a next job probably depends on the last job. Another huge one that people miss is the fact that there are no breaks on set. People will try to shoot straight through and they'll never think about this. Your performers need breaks. Your crew needs breaks. People do this all the time, but it is absolutely shocking to me that they never think about it. But it is your responsibility to give everyone a break. Give them a chance at the crafty table. Let them go to the bathroom. Think about the needs and the responsibilities that you have toward your performers so they can give a good performance. I know this next one's going to seem odd, but this actually does happen on kind of a regular basis. I've heard a number of times where people have been on sets where it's been too hot, it's been too cold, it's rained, it's snowed, they've had no place to sit, they've had no way to get out of any of these elements. Somebody just didn't think about that. And people would spend a 16-hour day in a place where they could never sit down and never be protected from the elements. Now you want to talk about some really upset people who are not going to give you a good performance or ever want to work with you again? Stick them outside in some of the most extreme elements and tell them they can't sit down and they can't take cover from it. You will probably never get anybody to work with you again. Another thing for your performers and your crew is safety on set. You should always have safety on set. I have seen people using swords, using pyrotechnics, being in very difficult situations in precarious locations. This is the safety of your cast and your crew. If nothing else, look to safety for Sarah. That will give you the answer right there for anything you need to know about how dangerous a set can be and the amount of trouble you can be in as a producer or a creator in your project. You should always be very clear about your expectations and what you expect to have out of the day, whether it be a performance or whether it would be how long the workday is going to be and the kind of environment that everybody's going to be in. Your job is to create the very best environment you possibly can to allow your people to be able to play in. You will always get the best out of people when you're clear about your expectations and you communicate those to everyone. You should go to the APP Northwest website and review those standards. Be a creator who is willing to post these kind of things on your set. Be willing to have these things on your website. Be willing to be a person who is safe, who is a good communicator, who is willing to listen, and who is willing to allow these people to give their best performances possible. None of this should be difficult to think about, and yet these are often the things that are left unsaid. No bathrooms, no contracts, no shelter, no food. This happens all of the time. You have to do better than that. You will only grow as a professional by treating everyone else around you as professionals. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this one. Again, check out APP Northwest. They're a fantastic organization. Feel free to reach out to them, help them, be a producer under them, show that you are a good creator. Make sure to check me out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm on Snapchat. Just put out there as Galaxy Sailor Productions and you will find me. Hopefully I'll see you next week.